Have you noticed that Gen Z is quitting their jobs in just a few months or sometimes less? Older people like to call us lazy or entitled, but I don't think that's true. And here's the reasons why I think Gen Z is quitting their jobs. As a Gen Z person that just quit her job at Target, and I've had like about 4 or 5 jobs, so I will quit a job within like a year or two. One reason is being burnt out. Gen Z is not the generation that you can just push around, especially if we're getting paid $14, $15, $16 an hour and you think that you're gonna talk to me crazy or stress me out. Honey, no. Deuces. But that's not the only thing, because you can say that you're lazy for just quitting their job over like one bad interaction or whatever. But in this economy, another reason why Gen Z is quitting their jobs is because these are not livable wages. We're making money really just to support our lifestyle, buy ourselves new clothes, maybe some purses or a new iPad, a new phone, like just to buy things that we want and not things that we need, because these are not livable wages. This isn't money I'm using to pay rent or like for anything. The most you can do is probably help your parents with groceries and pay like your phone bill. This is not money that we're making to even really survive or live on your own or anything. Like, so like, why allow a job to stress you out so much if you're not even making anything to where you can like survive on? And that's why I wrote down low pay isn't matching the cost of living. The economy is fried, and when you're making minimum wage, even $20 an hour ain't gonna get you much. It's tough out here, and the last thing we need is to be stressed or burnt out over a job that's not even providing me enough money to live comfortably on my own. Our parents back in the day, they can make money from minimum wage jobs and be able to support themselves. $600 rent, $50 groceries. They were able to have support with just a minimum wage job. And with the way the world is today, it's not worth the stress. And that's the reason why I'm quick to quit a job too, because like, why should I stay and stress myself out when I can't even truly support myself with this job? Another thing is toxic workplaces. These managers can be very disrespectful and like to push you around and talk to you crazy, especially when you're younger and they're older. That age difference, they look at you like you're a child, and so they want to address you sometimes like you're a kid. But no, I'm a grown adult, and you're not going to talk to me like that. You're going to respect me. You can tell me what to do, be a manager, whatever, but it should be respectful. And I think that's another reason why Gen Z are quitting their jobs, because a lot of these older folks like to talk down on Gen Z and treat them like they're kids, and that's just not gonna fly. And another thing with the older generation, like if you work in retail or even food industry, the older folks can be difficult to work for. To help food service, for retail, whatever it is, they can be pretty difficult. Complaining about something, can't return something, they don't have a receipt, don't have a tag, they mad we don't have something or something. It's always something that they're complaining about. And I'm not trying to be like ageist or anything, but I'm just saying that it's primarily them. Gen Z prioritizes mental health. One thing about me, when I was working at Crumble Cookies, it was the only one in my area at the time, and it was pretty new. This was a couple years ago, like 2022. So it was new at the time, and I was so stressed out working at that cookie place. And I told them, if you keep making me do that specific thing they were making me do in the job, I'm probably not going to stay here long. I told them straight up, because I was tired of basically giving out the cookies, because that's the most stressful thing to do, because your time, you have to do it in a certain time period, or like the orders are in red, if you know what I mean. At least I needed a break. I didn't think they were gonna stop making me do it for good, but I needed a break from it. They kept making me do it, so I quit. But I told them straight up I didn't want to do this anymore, but they didn't listen to me. And I was so stressed out before going to that place that I would literally cry. You know you hate a job when you cry before your shift. That's how badly you don't want to go. And I recently quit Target because the people there sucked so bad. The customers management was bad. The store overall was just not it. And I cannot allow a job that's paying me minimum wage or like $1 more to stress me out and cause me to have mental health issues as bad as these past couple jobs that I've had. It's not worth it when you're just working there to buy yourself food and clothes, because this is not a livable wage. That's why Gen Z is quick to be like, nah, this is not worth my mental health. Like, I'm stressed out. This job is making me depressed, it's giving me anxiety, causing me to cry before my shift. Like, no, I'm leaving. Deuces. Like, what? Also, I'm currently looking for like a remote job because these minimum wage jobs are stressing me out. Like, I can't do them anymore. The only thing that I would consider doing is like Sephora, because I love makeup. That's why Gen Z is quitting their jobs. Also because we have more options too. Our generation has more options. You can do social media, anything on the internet. You can make money on the internet, like somehow, some way. Brand deals, whatever. You don't even need like a massive following or anything to make a whole lot of money. You can make money on your phone. You can sell clothes on Depop. You can do anything these days to make money. I think that's also why Gen Z isn't stressing themselves out about a job. If you're in college, like, you know, lock in, become a nurse, lawyer, whatever. The only thing about Gen Z that I've noticed is that time management for us is not good. Like, a lot of us come to work late or just don't show up at all. And in that way, if you want to call us lazy, sure. But again, these jobs aren't providing us anything to where, like back in the day, my mom, like I said, she could work a minimum wage job and be able to get an apartment, get herself a car, and live somewhat comfortably. These days, you cannot. So our generation not taking these jobs serious, it's like I said, because low pay isn't matching the cost of living. We don't need these jobs because we're not living on our own, because we can't afford it. When you don't need a job, you're not going to prioritize it like you should and come on time and be serious about it, because it's not like a need. This is something you're just here because you want some money. And that's why Gen Z is not really like trying to be on time and show up for every shift. I'm making excuses for that in a way, but it's true. But at the same time, we should, you know, try to show up on time and show up to the job. I don't think Gen Z is really that lazy. It's just a reflection of what the economy is today. And when you can't live comfortably with the job you have, you're not going to take it serious. Especially when you know it's a temporary job anyway. Like, you're just doing this for the time being and then you're going to leave. It's easier for the older generation to take their job serious, even if they're working at the same job as you, because they got bills to pay and stuff. But that's my thoughts on why Gen Z is quitting their jobs. It's honestly valid if you really think about it. Like I said, this economy is not that great. And I have quit at least 4 jobs now. So until I get something that's actually going to pay me my worth, I'm not going to take it serious. That's just my opinion though. But let me know what y'all think and if you disagree or agree with anything that I say.